So, alright guys, so this is my third month trading review, and things took a turn for the worse this time. I did take a huge loss. In fact, this loss did knock me off my course. I'm back in the simulation in Trader's Workstation, and I will probably be there for a while. So I'm just going to start off by saying that when you start to read and learn about day trading, you'll find that a lot of resources, a lot of authors, a lot of traders, experienced traders, with regards to psychology and the whole trader mindset, they will tell you that it is not good to trade with your mind on the money. And what I mean by mind on the money is your mind on making, $1 million, or trying to get out of a really bad financial situation and just kind of flipping it around like a rags to riches style story. The psychology of a trader is founded more on comfort rather than necessity. So with me, with the first 2 months of trading, I had necessity. I had problems in different areas of my life, health-wise, financially, as well as just within my own mind and internally. And these all came together and created a very negative and toxic environment, especially for trading, because it made my emotions heighten, and emotions are a bitch when it comes to trading. Emotions will break you down. The combination of all these issues culminated in multiple losses over those first 2 months. In this third month, I took a loss that was quite devastating. So within a 24-hour time span, I lost over $2,000, and that's in Canadian currency. In American, that's just over 1.6K. So 1,600, I don't know, to all the big dogs out there, that's probably chump change. But for me, that's over 30% of my account, given that my account was roughly around 5K, and this was 5K in US dollars, over 8,000 in Canadian dollars. And when you see my screenshots, you're gonna see the exact values. But this is the cost that you pay when you are a trader that's in a rush. You have those big dreams, you have the heart that's just ready to go, just ready to trade, but you don't have the right risk management, both in terms of your emotional awareness and your unbiased analytics. And what I mean by unbiased analytics, it's looking at the numbers without looking at them to approach what you want to see. So for example, when the market is in a bear trend and you're looking at a stock and you see it make one green candle, and this is on the 1 minute chart, and you're thinking, okay, it's going to keep going up and up. But if you look at the 5, it's clearly in a downtrend. And with the emotions, it's having a trade go against you, and then having your emotions take over and tell you, I want revenge. That stock took money from me, so I'm going to get back at that stock and take my money back. But it isn't your money, it's the market's money. Basically, when experienced traders tell you that you should be trading in a simulation for your first 3 months up to a year, depending on how it goes, of trading, they're not saying that just to be extra cautious or to throw you off your game or to stop you from competing. It's because this is a dangerous game. You're playing with your real money, and if you don't know what you're doing, it becomes what people who don't know about trading look at trading as from the outside, which is gambling. So I do regularly keep up with highly experienced and knowledgeable traders. So Ross Cameron, Umar Ashraf, and podcasts like the Trader Nut podcast. And a common theme in all of their teachings is to trading in the simulation when you're just starting. Well, I did the month in the simulation with Dash Trader, and then once that month was over, I went to Interactive Brokers, and I plan to continue doing the simulation for probably another 2 to 3 months. But what ended up happening is, for some reason, when I was using the simulation with Interactive Brokers, I wasn't getting fills properly. My orders took 5 to 10 minutes to go through, and I would call them, and they would tell me that that's just because it's a simulated trading system. It's not like that in the live trading. And I'm like, well, this is terrible. How am I supposed to learn and practice when the simulation is so laggy? Like, it's not even like a few seconds. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not going to learn anything that way. So then I made the decision to go into live trading with Interactive Brokers. And the first day, I lost over $100 on one trade. My account probably only had around 3,000 US at the time. So it was obvious that I wasn't really ready to jump into the live trading. But I did it anyways because Interactive Brokers had Trader Workstation, which was free, and Dash Trader I had to pay $150 a month to use it. This is kind of funny, but it's not. It really sucks because once I went back into the simulation with Trader Workstation, the trades started going through like normal. Like, everything is, ever since I've been back in the simulation, which has been since June 18th, all my trades go through like in the live trading. I'm having no lag. I'm not sure it's because when I first started there was still like problems with my payment going through for market data subscriptions or with my initial account balances, but everything is pretty smooth with the simulated trading. And I will say that even though I had that experience, which definitely hurt my pockets a lot and kind of made me doubt myself, doubt this whole day trading thing, as of now, I'm a lot better at trading stocks. So I will keep at it in the simulation, but for the rest of this video, I will go over that day, which in some ways feels like a career-ending injury. So I guess you could say that I'm in rehab right now. Okay guys, before we look at this trade, I just want to start off by saying that I never planned to do this video at this point. At least my original plan was to wait until I become successful so that I could just upload this video and speak from a more successful point of view and kind of look back on it and smile and just laugh at the situation, like, oh shit, look what happened back then, now look where I am now. But I figured I'd be real about it and I'd be honest about it, so it kind of makes me by going through it right now with you guys, it kind of makes me stare that loss right in the face and be real with it and keep my emotions in check. So this was CTRV, a pharmaceuticals company, and it was on my gappers for that day. On the daily, it was having some big moves within that week, easily $7 moves, and had been having good news with regards to medical research and breakthroughs, so it was primed for another big day. However, it peaked in the pre-market, and then once it opened, that's when the sell-off started. So pretty much what happened is I was anticipating the whole dollar break at 15, and it popped up 3 minutes in. So at 9:32 I was in, and due to my experiences with bad losses during the open, I took small positions. So I only bought 25 at 14.93 for the break. Then I added on 50, and it really broke through at 15.69. So that's over $50. So that's huge. And then I added again another 25 at 15.70. Sold 10 at 15.87. Sold another 15 at 15.86. So I was in the green. Then it broke 16, so I added more. I added another 50. So I was actually doing pretty well at this stock, having bought it at 14.93, 15, and roughly 15.70, and then 16. But then it just took a drop, like many stocks do during the open, and it was extremely volatile. So this is another problem that I actually noticed with a lot of stocks that are over 10 and usually around 15 to 20, which I nowadays I rarely trade. Because they're around 15 to 20, they tend to be very jumpy during the open. They tend to be jumpy anywhere between 20 to 50 cents, whereas the penny stocks, the stocks priced under 10, usually between 1 and 5, they're more secure in that you could kind of anticipate the 10-cent jumps, and you could have better risk control, especially as a beginner trader. Whereas with these, due to my small account size, I get stopped out pretty early, because as soon as it jumps or drops 30-40 cents, that's pretty close to my stop level. But I believe at this point in time, I was taking a little bit more relaxed with my stop, so I was able to afford like a 50-cent stop, especially because I went in pretty small with my position at first. But anyways, it started to collapse, and then that's when the beginning of mistakes started coming in again. So I was 125 shares in at this point when it went down almost $1. So I was probably roughly around 100 in the red. I bought another 100 shares when it went down almost $1 to 15.20. I was anticipating it to come back up again, and it jumped to 20 cents, so I added another 50 at 15.40. Again, continuing to bring my average price down. Then it pulled back even more to 14.46, pretty much a full dollar. Again, I added another 25, and it went down. And this was it. This was within the first 15 minutes. Then I just sat there for about an hour, and I added in another 10 shares only of 12.93. I was pretty much defeated at this point at 10.48. I just added in to average it down, and I left it. I still have it to this day, actually. So 14 minutes into the market and 11 after I took my first trade, I was holding 300 shares for an average price of 15.37. My losses at that point was 271 US, which amounts to roughly 350 Canadian. Feeling so beaten down, held on to my desire for it not to be such a big loser. So beaten down and tired of losing that I decided to hold it through. By 10 a.m. that price had dropped another $1.50. So now I was at over 700 in losses in US and over 900 in losses in Canadian. At 10:34, and yes, I did sit through this, I was holding it all through this. That's how I can't even explain to you why I thought that way. It's clear that this live trading I'm not ready for, and that I wasn't prepared for this, and I don't know how to handle this emotionally. So at 10:34, I was down almost 1,000 US, which is 1.3k Canadian. That's almost 20% of my account at that point in time. And then I just left. I went to work. I'm just like, wow, and I felt like the people online who talk about the rate of failure, I believe over 90%. I feel like I was slowly falling into that realm of people who decided to call it quits. And I was really hoping for a bounce, some type of crazy reversal. But I'm when I came home that day, I was in for quite a surprise. At 7:57 that night, the price had went down $2.25, 1640 US in losses, and an unrealized loss in Canadian of 2.2k, $2,200, over 33% of my account. And that wasn't even a full 12-hour period that had transpired at that point. At this point in time, 8:01 p.m., July 13th, over 5,000 Canadian in the red. It was just very stupid. Stupid me decided to keep holding it. It kept making big moves for the past 2-3 days. It's going to make another big move. And while it did make other big moves, the drops were too much. The big moves couldn't compensate enough. So that's almost $4,000 in losses in US dollars. So it had dropped from 10.03 that night on June 17th to 3.90. And it's been around that level, the $394 level, for I'd say the past 2 weeks. It's been stuck there. I really feel like the only thing I could do is keep averaging down while I play this simulation, so that by the time there is some type of breakthrough or something, my share price will be so low by then, because I'll keep adding every month. Even as I say it right now, it just sounds silly because I'm continually adding more to a loser, and I'm gonna have to deal with that when the time comes. But yeah, this overall in the daily has just been on a downward trend. I've been reading articles every day, hoping something's gonna happen. There's gonna be some type of breakthrough. So I'm pretty much depending on another medical breakthrough for this company to happen. That's gonna give enough wind to blow it back towards the $10 mark, which is highly unlikely at this point because investors have put a target price at $2. And at this point, that looks like it could very well happen. So like I said, this was me reviewing my third month. So overall for that month, I had lost 73.41% of my account. There really wasn't much trading because it was really only June 13th, 14th, then it was a weekend, then 17th on the Monday was when I took the loss. So this is really only 3 days. So 3 months, not even a full 3 months into my live trading, have to back out. This is my wake-up call. I'm back in a simulation, and I'm learning at a way faster rate. I'm really digesting the Warrior Trading video series. I'm digesting Boiler Room Trader videos, and just whatever content I could get my eyes on. And I will come back stronger. I'm not going to give up. I believe this is such an important tool to learn, but I'm just going to trade in a simulation so that desperation that creeps up when I was live trading of, oh my gosh, I need this money so bad to put me at that level where I could be free from my 9 to 5, free from all my problems, where I had to push that away, and now it's just purely focusing on skill, strategy, and me in the market. And I wouldn't say hack the market because you can't really hack the market as a retail trader, but being actually a strong trader versus just doing it for the money and appreciating a good trade and learning from a bad trade. This is where I'm at this point. Let me know if you had any bad experiences, any rough experiences in your trading. How's it going? And leave your stories in the comments. You know, let's communicate. Whether you're already experienced, whether you're just starting out, maybe we can all learn from each other. And I'll wrap it up there. Be back soon.
Need to get it. No, if I get it out when I spend it, I can't waste it.